The Caitlin Clark fans are out in droves.
He called me out though. He called me out first.
Caitlin Clark for Indiana, who has been terrific, the #1 overall pick, who has been packing buildings all across the U.S.
Where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball.
You know that feeling when you're a part of something big? That's what WNBA fans are experiencing right now, thanks to Caitlin Clark. She's not just a player, she's a phenomenon. Arenas are packed, TV ratings are soaring, and merch is flying off the shelves. But here's the thing, not every team is feeling the love. Angel Reese's Chicago Sky? They're struggling to keep up. Let's dive into this crazy contrast. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now back to the video. Imagine this. Clark steps onto the court and suddenly the whole WNBA lights up. It's like she flipped a switch and boom, everyone's watching. But while Clark's Indiana Fever is on fire, Reese's Sky isn't exactly setting the world ablaze. It's wild, right? So here's what we're gonna figure out. How is Clark changing the game for the entire WNBA? And why isn't every team getting a piece of this pie? Trust me, the numbers are insane. You won't believe how much Clark is shaking things up. Ready to see how one rookie is transforming an entire league? Let's go! Alright, let's talk numbers.
I love it. I try to soak in every single environment before the national anthem and really realize how grateful I am.
He called me out though. He called me out first.
Clark, with fans everywhere.
You can just feel the buzz and excitement.
You know how some players make a splash? Clark's causing a tsunami. We're not just seeing a few more fans in the stands. We're talking about arenas bursting at the seams. How did one rookie manage to fill entire stadiums practically overnight? Well, Clark's not your average rookie. She's a college superstar who's taken the WNBA by storm. Remember when the Indiana Fever used to draw around 4,000 fans per game? Those days are long gone. Now, they're pulling in over 16,000 fans every single time Clark steps on the court. That's a 300% increase. Can you even imagine that kind of growth? But it's not just home games. Clark's impact is felt everywhere she goes. We're talking sellout crowds left and right. At Capital One Arena, over 20,300 fans showed up to watch Clark play. That's the highest attendance for a WNBA game in 17 years. It's like every game is turning into a major event. You know what's even crazier? The Fever have already surpassed their total attendance from last season, and we're only a few games in. It's like Clark flipped a switch, and suddenly everyone wants to watch WNBA basketball. Even before she played her first pro game, Clark was breaking records. The WNBA draft where she was picked, it shattered viewership records. We're talking an average of 2.45 million viewers, with a peak of 3.09 million. That's unheard of for the WNBA draft. Now, you might be wondering, is this just a temporary buzz? Well, WNBA Chief Growth Officer Kali Edison doesn't think so. She straight up said, "I'm not going to deny the Caitlin Clark effect." When league officials are acknowledging a player's impact like that, you know it's something special. But here's the real kicker. Clark's not just boosting her own team, she's lifting the entire league. WNBA attendance is up 156% overall. That's not a typo, 156%. And get this, arenas are at 94% capacity. In the WNBA's entire history, we've never seen anything like this. Now, you might think all rising stars boost their teams equally. But here's where things get interesting. Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky aren't seeing nearly the same surge. Is it just luck, or is there more to Clark's magic? Let's break it down. While Clark's Indiana Fever is setting attendance records left and right, the Chicago Sky's numbers tell a different story. They've only seen an average increase of 1,570 fans per game. That's not bad, but compared to Clark's impact, it's like comparing a ripple to a tidal wave. Think about this. Clark's games are breaking attendance records everywhere she goes. It's not just at home. 5 out of 6 Fever away games have set new season-high attendance records for the host teams. That's insane. It's like every team in the league is getting a Clark boost, except when they're playing against Reese and the Sky.
The Caitlin Clark fans are out in droves.
People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like just because of one single game.
It is pandemonium here, sold out once again for the Indiana Fever.
And it's not just about butts and seats. The media coverage and fan excitement around Clark are on another level. Every game feels like an event. People are tuning in, talking about it, tweeting about it. With Reese in the sky? Not so much. It's like Clark has this magical ability to turn every game into must-see TV. You know what's really wild? The Fever's games are getting moved to larger venues just to fit all the fans. Meanwhile, the Sky are playing in their regular arena, probably with plenty of empty seats. It's like night and day. Here's a number that'll blow your mind. Some of the Fever's home games have hit over 20,000 in attendance. That's the highest for a WNBA game in 17 years. And it's not just a one-time thing. They're selling out game after game. The Sky? They're not even close to those numbers. So what's going on here? Is it just that Clark is that much better than Reese? Or is there something else at play? Maybe it's about marketing, or playing style, or just pure star power. Whatever it is, Clark has it in spades, and it's changing the game for the entire WNBA. Clark's star power fills seats, no doubt, but her real magic trick? Turning living rooms across America into WNBA viewing parties. The ratings are through the roof, and you won't believe what's happening to merch sales. Let's talk TV ratings. Clark's debut game? It pulled in a whopping 2.12 million viewers on ESPN2. That's not just good, that's record-breaking stuff. And it's not just a one-time thing. The WNBA All-Star Game this year, it attracted 3.4 million viewers. That's a 305% increase from last year. Can you imagine? 3 times as many people tuning in. But here's the kicker. It's not just special events getting all the love. The league's overall TV ratings have nearly tripled from last season. That's right, tripled. It's like Clark flipped a switch and suddenly everyone's glued to their screens for WNBA action. And you know what happens when people watch? They want to rep their favorite players.
Since the Marina Mabry trade, and she has stepped up her game in that opportunity. Caitlin Clark for 3, rattles it around for her first deep.
Where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball.
Caitlin Clark for Indiana, who has been terrific, the #1 overall pick, who has been packing buildings all across the U.S.
The merchandise sales are going absolutely bonkers. We're talking a 236% increase in sales. Clark's jersey? It's flying off the shelves faster than you can say buckets. It's the top seller and it's not even close. Think about it. One player comes into the league and suddenly everyone wants a piece of the action. It's not just about watching anymore. Fans want to wear their support, literally. But wait, there's more. Remember how we talked about arena attendance? Well, get this. The WNBA has seen over 400,000 fans in May alone. That's the highest attended month in over 2 decades. 2 decades! Clark isn't just moving the needle, she's breaking the gauge. It's like every aspect of the WNBA is feeling the Clark effect. TV ratings, skyrocketing. Merchandise, can't keep it in stock. Attendance, through the roof. And it's not just in Indiana, it's everywhere Clark goes. You know what's wild? This is all happening in her rookie season. Imagine what could happen as she gets even better. The league must be doing backflips right now. They've struck gold with Clark, and they know it. All right, let's wrap this up. Caitlin Clark isn't just changing the game, she's rewriting the whole playbook. We've seen the packed arenas, the sky-high TV ratings, and the merch flying off the shelves. It's like she's got the Midas touch for the WNBA. The league knows they've struck gold. They're putting 36 of the Fever's 40 games on national TV. That's huge! It's like they're saying, hey America, check out what's happening here. But here's the real question. What's next? There's talk about adding more teams to the league. Can you imagine? The WNBA growing because of one rookie? That's crazy. You know what's wild? One player is changing an entire sport. Clark's not just a star, she's a whole new galaxy for women's basketball. And we're all along for the ride.